Right, hi everyone and welcome back to the shed. Today we're going to be doing another projection video, and that's all we're going to be doing, just a projection video. So sit back, get your popcorn out and get ready for the show. This is the British Transport Films Collection DVD box set, 18 DVDs of some of the wonderful archive film from the BEFI on British Transport. Everything's in here. It's a superb collection, so really worth owning if you can find a copy. But we're going to be watching one of the films in here, which is an absolute classic, and we're going to be watching it on this here. Right, this is the Elizabethan Express train. It's a summer express that ran from King's Cross Station to Waverley Station, 393 miles, and it took 6.5 hours on this A4 Pacific, the Silver Fox. And it's a very detailed account of them getting ready to do the run, and footplate stuff and all kinds of things. Now I'm going to be showing you excerpts from this, but I'm going to also leave a description in the bottom so you can click on to somebody else's video, not mine, where they've uploaded the full video of this from that box set. Now this is standard 8mm, not super 8mm. Now they're both 8mm in size, but there is a significant difference between the two. So this machine here can play both because it's a dual format machine, but we're going to have to go into it, change some things about in it so it can play this standard 8 film, because at the moment it's set up for Super 8. So first of all, I'll explain to those of you who don't know the difference between Standard 8 and Super 8. I'll give you a quick explanation on the difference of the films, and then we'll get into this, change this round, lace it up, then I'll take it indoors. You can come with me and we'll have a little projection film of this wonderful piece of archive footage. Right, let's get on with it then. And let me just show you on this piece of paper the difference between Super 8 and Standard 8. This is the Standard 8 format, this is the Super 8 format. Both of the films are 8mm in width, but there was a change in the layout of these quite considerably. The sprocket holes, for instance, are a lot larger on the Standard 8 than what they are on the Super 8. They are also placed in between each of the cells, as you can see there, or the frames if you like, and on this side the smaller sprocket holes are set in between each frame like that. The frames are also closer together than what they are on the Standard 8, and a lot bigger than what they are on the Standard 8. The size is there, as you can see, 4mm in width against 3.3 and 5.8 nearly millimeters in length against 4.5mm. And if I get this little cutout that I've made, this is a Standard 8, place it on top of the Super 8, you can see there is a considerable amount of difference in the size. So that's what we've got to deal with. We've got to be able to change this, and it's quite a considerable difference. So the projector's now got to go from producing a projection from this film to this Standard 8. So that's what we'll do now. We'll change the projector over to play this instead of this. Right, so we're going to change this over now to play Standard 8 from Super 8, and it's straightforward, but there is a few things to do. So we'll take the cover off to start with. We can get it off like that. Inside is usually the gate for the Standard 8 usually sits inside here like this, but I've already got it out, so ready to change over. The aperture is slightly smaller in the Standard 8 because the film cells are little, are smaller than Super 8, so you need a smaller aperture. The next thing we need to do, we need to take this lens out like that. That protects the back of the lens, as we're going to be pushing everything forward to pull it out. We also need to go around the back here and change, this is the inch knob for the projector, and there's a little white dot on there, and that needs to go to the top like that, and that pulls the claw away from the back of the film gate, so we don't damage the claw when we're changing over. To change this, it's quite simple. You just push forward and pull out like this, and there we are. And this film gate has S on it, and the S stands for super. So we're just going to take that, put that to one side, take the standard 8 film gate, put the two together. That's a pressure plate this side and the film gate the other side, and then these will go back in again. We just have to be a bit careful. We push it in and it fits into place like that. It sort of clicks in. It's nice to hear that little click as it goes in. I'll just go a little bit closer. There we are. So that we've done that. Right, now we need to change these cogs. Now on some of these Eumig projectors you have to take the whole cog out and replace it with a standard 8 cog, but this runs 2 cogs. The Super 8 cog sort of sits higher than the standard 8, so there's no need to take the other cog out, which is quite a good development by Eumig, so you don't have extra parts floating about. So there's a film, there's on here, just here, if you can see that, there's a little film guide there. We pull that down and we just pull this out, and that leaves the standard 8 just in place. Put the film guide back. I must remember to do that. On this one here we have the same thing, so we have a little film guide should I say. We pull that and then we just pull this out, and there we have that done there. So now everything is more or less set up. The sound on this one, we need sound, so we switch this over to play standard 8 sound. Right, I think that's everything done, so we will just then replace the cover. You could put the spare cogs back in here, and you could put the gate in there if you wanted to. I'm going to keep them separate for the moment. Out, place that back in there. Oh, before I place that back in there, I'm going to put the nearly forgot, put the lens back in again. There's a little area there on the lens you can see, and that goes towards you, and as you place it in you pull it back and then it fits in sometimes. There we go. I think that's in now. And then put this back on there. Now I'll just lift this up. This is the feed arm here, and the little spindle here is set up for standard 8 reels. The reels on standard 8, I've got a smaller spindle, but I haven't got any standard 8, so I've got a little converter, and I put this on like this, and that changes that, converts it to the Super 8 size, because my reels are all Super 8, even though they got standard 8 on the actual reel. So the film is standard 8, but the reel is Super 8. But so that's a little converter there just to convert that over to that. Right, now that's it all. That's it all done. Let's get you out again, ready. That's it all ready now to lace up. So the next thing we need to do is to lace her up. Right, so we're going to be playing this standard 8 sound film, 400 foot, off the Elizabethan Express. So we need to lace this up. Now it's a 400 foot reel. And this already has a converter from standard 8 reel to Super 8. So we can take this off. We don't need that. And we can place this directly onto the projector. So I'll just get you a little bit further back so you can see. Place this on. I think that's correct. Yep. Oh, let's make sure it's on properly. Yep, that's okay now. And then we need to start the projector up, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the cover off again, because I always like to see the film running through, make sure everything is working correctly. So I'll just move that to one side for the moment. Right, let's fire her up. So we need to turn her on. And put it into the first position. This is so we can thread the film through. There's a little guide here that holds it down, that helps the film to go through. I'll just show you that a bit closer. As you can see, the guide here is pushing down. There's also at the bottom, there is guides that are lifting up to help guide the film through. Right, so let's give this a go, and hopefully it will run through. I've already trimmed the front of the film. There's a little trimmer there, and it trims it to the correct shape on this, so it takes it through. Each projector seems to have their own little shape they prefer on the end of the film. So let's hopefully see this go through. Yes, it's gone through. Great. Now I'm just going to place this on and then help it go round like that. So we've got a 400 foot take-up spool as well, because it's going to need that, because we've got 400 foot here on the front there. So we're nearly all ready to start projecting. I'm just going to give it a little bit more on there, like that. That's it. And now we should be ready to project. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you into my home where we can set up the projector properly to do some projection of this film. It's going to be great.
The guard may look calm and laconic. His obsession with time is quite chronic. But a punctual start binds the train to his heart. The relationship's purely platonic. The Elizabethan, a special express of the holiday season, summons its strength. And the time to depart marks an ending for some, but for many, a start. The engine goes with a swing and a shine past the engine sheds. There's a man on the line who gave her that shine. He's the fitter. His was the skill. His the hands that uncoupled her rods, stripped her gear, packed her glands with his firm, skillful hands. They're the fitters. The men with the cunning to bring through each big end and piston, valve, spindle and spring, all that power and swing. The Elizabethan that's now arriving at platform 10 in Waverley Station Left London at 9:30 sharp this morning, with mothers, with sons in high expectation, with fathers, with daughters, pounding the path non-stop from King's Cross in 6 hours and a half. Here Edinburgh stands on its rock by the Forth, singing its welcome to those who come north, where the clans and the heather have fashioned a reason to mingle their blooms in a festival season.
Right, so there we are. That's the Elizabethan Express, and only excerpts, I'm afraid. I couldn't show the whole thing, as it'd go on forever and ever and ever. But anyway, there it is. I hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, it was good for me. I really enjoyed doing it. But anyway, I'll be back in another video before Christmas with an update, and also with an old record player and a very favourite Christmas song of mine that goes back quite some years. So yeah, be sure to see that, and I'll catch you later on the next one. Bye for now, and take care of yourselves.